Pulaski County Fiscal Court. Today is a special called meeting. We do have an agenda we have to adhere to today. As is customary, though, we like to open our meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance. So if y'all please stand. I've asked our new magistrate, Mark Ranshaw, if he would open us up in a pledge today.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Call this meeting to order. First item on the agenda is the approval of minutes from our previous meeting. You've all received a copy of those. What would be your pleasure?
Motion.
Second. Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
No.
Any opposed? Motion carries. No old business. We do have several items on our new business. The first is the bond of elected officials. Just wanted to make sure that each of you all have had your bond and it's filed with the clerk's office. So that is required of our court. So make sure you comply with that. Next item then would be rehiring our county employees with the salary schedule that's listed. You all have got a copy of that. And I propose that we rehire these employees for the coming year.
Motion.
Second. Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
No.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Crap, I think it was to 19.
Next, I'd like to make a few appointments here. First appointment I'd like to make is reappoint Adam Scales as Animal Control Officer.
Motion.
And that's a sworn in? I have to swear him in, and that'll be a four-year term. So we have a motion
Second.
and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
No.
Any opposed? Next then will be the appointment of our Emergency Management and Public Safety Director, and I'd like to recommend we reappoint Stacy Halcomb to that position.
Motion. Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
No.
Any opposed? I have the appointment of my staff, and I've got, I'd like to keep the same staff. We've got Deputy Judge Dan Price, Administrative Assistant Johnny Kane, Executive Secretary Amber Rutherford, and our Finance Officer Ross Corder. I'd like to recommend we rehire those.
Motion. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
No.
Any opposed?
Just so you reflect in the record, that's for a four-year term, right? I mean, that's what it says here, right?
Okay, well, yeah.
Just so the minutes reflect that, for 4 years.
And next, we have a resolution for road work for Goochtown Road. This is an agreement with the State of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. We've received a discretionary funding allotment of $291,169 for the Goochtown Road to be repaved. Just need permission to sign this memorandum of agreement.
Motion. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
No.
Any opposed? Next then would be to set our fiscal court meetings for the coming year, and traditionally we've done the second and fourth Tuesday of each month at 10 o'clock a.m. I'd like to set that as our appointed time.
Motion. Second.
Motion.
Can I suggest on that we do maybe once a quarter an evening meeting for the folks that can't get here during work time? Maybe just do once a quarter, have an evening meeting? Is that something that's possible?
We can, let's go ahead and set them, and if we want to change one, we can. But we do have, to make it accessible, we're online live and archived for those who can't be here. So we have made efforts to make it where people can be involved. But yeah, that's something. Let's go ahead and set the regular meeting dates, and then we can change those if we choose to do that.
This is also for 4 years.
Yes,
Just checking. You didn't say that.
sorry. So we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, we need to designate our applicant agent for grant purposes, and that has been,
FEMA
for
purposes.
FEMA purposes, I'm sorry. And that has been Joan Isaacs, so I'd like to reappoint her, redesignate her as the applicant agent.
Motion.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? We have a budget amendment. Joan, if you'd like to speak to this, please.
Sure. Basically, this is the first reading of an ordinance relating to our annual budget and to amend it for unbudgeted receipts for fiscal year 2018, 2019. It'll increase receipts for jail, general road, LGEA, fire, 911, and industrial development by $1,819,875.
This is just the first reading. It doesn't require a vote.
No.
Next then, we'll get into our department reports. We have Sheriff with us today to present his budget.
Good morning.
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 We have our 2019 budget. The 2019 budget is $3,347,000. Would like a motion to accept the budget as a whole. Y'all should have a copy of it.
May I ask something, Greg?
Mm-hmm.
Just because we have a large budget and I can't remember things right off the top of my head, this 1.108, this is no change from last year on payroll from fiscal court.
Right,
Okay.
correct.
Motion to accept.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, I also request a motion to accept the salary cap for all employees at $2,192,500.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. And I also have a check for, to the fiscal court for the amount of $100,000 in excess fees that I would like to remit at this time. And we will also have an additional checks probably in February when all of our accounts are finally, we're able to finally get a tally on all of our accounts, and I'll have an additional check that will be able to remit additional funds to the fiscal court. I'll give this check to the treasurer, and Judge, I'll need your signature on a couple of documents.
We'll need a motion to accept that.
Motion to accept it.
Second.
Motion
That
and
didn't
second.
take long.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Oh, yes, money. I
Any
need,
opposed? Oops. Thank you.
That's all I have at this time. Was there any questions?
Appreciate your hard work, Sheriff.
Yep.
Thank you for your help. Thank you.
I think I forgot to pay you all on
Next
the
in will
bills.
be our county clerk, Linda Burnett. Present her budget.
Good morning.
Morning.
I would like to say, first of all, that I'm glad to still be standing here and have some new people that were helping to serve the county. Welcome, Mark. And I look forward to working with all the rest of you for the next 4 years. I look forward to it very much. First of all, I will say this. I won't be submitting a check hardly today like the sheriff. We don't hardly have that all together yet, but looks like our budgets, we've got it mandated at around $14,947,554. So probably, this is just kind of a rough estimate. Our excess fees with this would be at $452,000. But we will be remitting that at a later date once we get all of our banking statements finished up and all that. And I would like to ask if the court would accept our budget as a whole.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Have any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed?
And also the annual order setting the maximum for deputies and assistants, if you would accept that, in the total of $983,000. I'd like to ask for the court's approval on that.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
If we can get your signature on that, Judge.
You have a copy you want me to sign? Where do you want this one at? Go for it first. You. Next in will be our road department. All you have is road work request.
Yep.
We have the road work request in front of you here. What would be your pleasure there?
Motion.
Okay. Motion? Second. Second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Aaron, 911.
Good morning. I just had we had a supervisor position open at 911 for a little while now, and I just need to get that filled. I'd like to ask the court to recommend Myra Slavey for a night shift supervisor.
Motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you. And then we've got our corner. Corner.
Good morning, Court.
Morning.
I want to thank you for allowing me to have the equipment to serve our county this past year. It's been one of the busiest years we've had on record for the Coroner's Department. When I took office in 2015, the high had been 301 death investigations. We did 462 this past year. We had 10 suicides, which were down from previous years. Had 3 homicides, thanks to our wonderful sheriff's department and all the law enforcement. Drug overdoses is way down. We had 13. I think last year we had 27, which is way down. Thanks to the first responders with the Narcan, we saw the drug overdose death go way down because of that. The only thing that's up is the indigent burials. We went from 3 the last 2 years, and this year we had 7. 2018, we had 7 indigent burials, which I'm sure will continue to increase as more people recognize that the county does have the indigent burial spots. And because lots of folks out of town are moving here and have no relatives, and they're dying and no one there to pick up the bodies. So we see that's increasing. But I think to the court, we've got good equipment, the best we've ever had. Thanks for your support for the coroner's office. Appreciate the fact you allowed me to have a full-time office manager. We've now got all of our files from 1968 up to date in our computers that we can access very quickly. And so things are going great at the coroner's office. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bring us into our treasurer, Joan.
Yes. I do have this month's, or the first bill list of the fiscal, of the year, but I do have something I would like to add to it. I'd like to add to the bill list, the Pulaski, and out of general fund, to $92,000 to the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office for partial payment of deputy salaries. It is something that I erroneously forgot to put on there.
Adding that to this?
Yes,
bill?
we are adding that to the bill list.
What was that total?
The total of that would be $92,000. And that would be in addition to the figures that you already have.
Motion to accept with the changes.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed?
Thank you. The second item I have would be the bank reconciliations for the month of December.
Motion.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
The last item I have would be fund transfers to general fund, and 2 to general fund and 1 to the road fund. Also on that, you need to change 2018 to 2019. I haven't gotten used to that yet. So,
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion?
These are just normal transfers from the budget year, right? There's no, we're not, I mean, we're just moving money around, right?
yes, we're just moving money around.
Further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have. Thank you, gentlemen.
All right. With no further business, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.